right, let's get going. Well, welcome to our chair yoga class. It's part of our Grow with GoGo series. So we alternate between our chair yoga and our functional fitness. Our schedule's a little funny this month, and at the end of class, we'll share the calendar, but we do yoga and functional fitness. And I see here Judy in Indianapolis. Welcome. Before we get moving, just a quick reminder of what else GoGo offers. So in addition to these classes, as you may already know, you can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services, all by calling one number. And that phone number is 855-464-6872. We also have a referral program. So if you go to the bottom of your GoGo receipts, there is a code. You can give that code to a friend. Once they've taken their first service with GoGo, then you will receive both $10 in credit. We also have a Facebook group. So if you ever want to connect with other GoGo members online, you can find us on Facebook. It's just sometimes nice to see how other people are using GoGo or to connect with other members. All right, so to the meat of our program. If we haven't met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. What do we need today? So for a chair yoga class, this class is primarily seated. We do stand for a couple of minutes. That's optional, so you don't need to do that, but we're primarily seated. So a nice sturdy chair is best. I use a chair that doesn't have armrests just because that allows for a little more mobility, but if that doesn't work for you, chair with armrests is fine. Office chair, if that's all you have, is fine, but oftentimes that moves around, so you want something that's not gonna roll around on you, or if you can lock the wheels on your office chair, that would be great as well. So on Wednesdays, we have a move of the week. Does anybody remember the chair yoga move of the week? You can either just unmute yourself or put it in the chat.
Adra,
Was
it chair squats getting it, or is that for the class?
That's the next class.
Okay.
But there is the word chair in it.
Uh-oh.
So chair squats is for our functional fitness move. Anyone remember the yoga move? Does have the word chair in it. Well, there are two different names for it. I usually tell you both names for it. It's a standing move, which in yoga, we don't have tons of standing moves in this yoga class. Does no one remember? You can put it, oh, is it in the chat? Let's see, let me click on the chat. Oh no. But welcome, Phil. Tree, no. Okay, that's a good guess. Tree. We don't usually do V wrote down something with L chair, pyramid. That's a good guess. Anyone remember? Mountain, also a good guess, good standing pose. No, nobody? Chair, it's chair, then animal, there's an animal, or it has the upside down. Come on.
Chair dog.
Yes, thank you, Susan. You're Susan.
I wasn't even here last week.
Oh, well, you got it. Thank goodness. I mean, this is a little charades. That could be kind of fun. Thank you. Good. Otherwise, we'd be here for a long time and wouldn't be moving. It's chair dog or upside down L position. I'll just show you that really quick and then we'll get moving. That's this move that we do almost every chair yoga class. All right. With that, I will stop sharing my screen and we can get going. So my screen should pop up as your big screen, but if it doesn't, you can move your cursor to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom, and a box will pop up that says view. You can change the view to be speaker view if you want to see me nice and big, or you can make it gallery view if you want to see everyone else. With that, let's find our seat and take some circles with your torso. And we're just warming up the body. So both sits bones are grounded in your chair. There's really no right or wrong here. Go ahead and circle the other direction. So just a reminder that this is your time and your practice. So if anything doesn't feel right, don't do it. Let's come back to center. Let's inhale, pull the chest forward, elbows back, and then exhale, round the back, tuck your tails. You're just doing a seated cat-cow. I'll give you a side view as well. So if anything doesn't feel right, skip it. Feel free to add anything you'd like. So if you feel like you need something extra, you can totally do that. Listen to your body. You're in charge of your body. You know what feels best and is right for you. Couple more. And then coming back to center. Let's let those arms relax by our sides and just do a little side bending to one side and then the other. You can keep your arms just relaxed for now. We're just warming up that spine a little bit before we have our starting meditation. Noticing how far down you go. There's no need to force anything. And then coming back to center. Hands can rest on your lap and we'll do a little twisting. So you'll rotate your spine. Inhale, twist one direction. And then rotate the other way as you exhale. Doesn't matter which way you go. So inhale, we twist one way. Exhale, we twist the other way. Follow your pace, your breath. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. Just move at your own pace. And then coming back to center. Go ahead and find a comfortable position. So you can sit back into your chair or forward. Go ahead and close your eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. And begin to tune into how your body is feeling. So first, tuning into our physical body. Maybe noticing where you make contact with the ground and your chair. Maybe noticing where you make contact with yourself. So maybe if your hands are resting on your lap or how your arms might be touching your sides. And then tuning into your clothing on your body. And the air on your skin. You might tune in deeper and just notice how the muscles are feeling, the bones, the joints. Are there areas that are achy? Are there areas that are comfortable? Are there areas that you cannot sense that are hard to feel, these blank spots? Just notice. And then begin to check in mentally.
Noticing what kind of thoughts are present. Thoughts of the past or of the future. Commentary on the present. Observe the thoughts that come and go. And then tune in emotionally, noticing if there are any feelings present, any emotions. And we're just paying attention. We're trying not to cling on to anything or change anything or create stories. We're just noticing. Are there feelings present? Are there emotions present? If you'd like, you can label them or just sense them. And then shift your attention to your breathing. Just notice the natural movement of the breath first. Is it fast? Is it slow? Is the breath even or uneven? Is it smooth and steady? Is it a little rough or choppy? Just notice. And then if it's comfortable, start to smooth out your breath. And maybe elongate your inhales and exhales. And begin to notice where you feel your breath in your body. Maybe you feel it moving in and out of the nose, movement of the chest or belly or back. So as we move through class, let your breath be your anchor. So if at any point it feels as though you're holding your breath, or your breath becomes very rapid, that's a sign that maybe you need to back off, do less, or focus more. Sometimes we hold our breath when we're not paying attention. And so your breath will move through the entire class with you, smooth inhales and exhales. Let's take a deep inhale together, in through the nose. And let's let it go out the mouth. One more like that. Inhale through the nose. And let it out the mouth. Now we'll do just nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Feel free to keep your eyes closed or blink them open. Let's start to rotate the head no. So turning it right and left. So this can be as fast or as slow as you'd like. So there's no specific breath pattern here, but see if you can keep that breath smooth. Traditionally, we breathe in and out of the nose. But if that's not possible for you for whatever reason, of course, it's more important that you do breathe. So if you need to use your mouth, that's fine. Let's go ahead and nod the head yes. So looking up and down. And then back to center. Let's bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. So I'm mirroring you. Side stretch of the neck. It doesn't need to be intense. It's just a little side stretch. Watch that your shoulder doesn't creep up towards the ear. It's that ear moving towards the shoulder. There's no need to force. And we'll switch sides. Other ear towards the shoulder. Shoulders are relaxed. And back to center. Let's do some shoulder rolls forward. And shoulder rolls back. And then letting those shoulders go. We're going to do our seated cat-cow, but we'll add arms. So as you inhale, chest comes forward, arms open out to the side. Of course, if the arms aren't for you, don't do them. And then exhale, round the back, tuck the tail, and give yourself a hug, wrapping your arms around your body. I'll give you a side view as well. So inhale, we open the arms reach back, chest lifts, head lifts. So eyes are maybe gazing to where the wall meets the ceiling. And then exhale, round the back, curve the spine, give yourself a hug. Keep going, follow your breath. And make your way back to center. We're moving into our side bend, but we'll add arms as well here. So reaching one hand downward towards the ground as you side bend, other arm reaches up towards the ceiling or even overhead, reaching to where? To the side wall, to where the wall meets the ceiling, to the side wall. Coming back to center, side bend. Again, arms are optional. You're just adding the arms if you want. Arm reaches up towards the ceiling or to where the wall meets the ceiling at the side wall. Keep going. If you want to add your breath here, we inhale into the side bend. Exhale on your way back up. Keep going. And coming back to center. Let's bring our arms into a cactus position. So elbows are bent at 90 degrees. Again, arms are optional here. You could always just have your arms down. And we'll twist. Twist the spine one way and twist the spine the other way. Inhale one direction, exhale the other. If you remember what you did at the start of class with the breath, maybe do the opposite. If you don't worry about it. And then make your way back to center. Let's bend the elbows into a W shape here. And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the elbows and create a W shape. If you want, we can add the hands. So as you inhale, arms reach up, spread the fingers, really open the hands wide. And then exhale, as you bend the elbows into a W shape, make a fist with each hand. Inhale, arms reach up, spreading the fingers. If you have a shoulder injury, maybe you don't go as high. Maybe it's out to the side. Exhale, bend. So I'm going to give other variations here, but you keep going. So inhale, arms reach up, or maybe they go out. If you can't reach up, maybe they go out. Exhale, bend. Keep going. Another option would be to reach down. right? So do what works for you. You can always modify. Couple more. Next time your elbows are bent, we'll pause, relax the fists, and bring the hands forward in front of you like you're holding a platter in front of you or two plates, and you don't want them to drop. So elbows are bent 90 degrees here. As you inhale, thumbs are going to reach back. Don't drop the plate. So your elbows are still bent 90 degrees. Thumbs are reaching back. So we're externally rotating those arms and then coming back to center. Inhale as you open. Exhale as the hands come forward. Keep going. Next time your arms are open, we'll pause. Then reach the arms out into a T position. If having your arms this high isn't going to work for you, arms can be lower, so you can still get benefit that way. Going to play with internal rotation. So right now our palms are facing up, so that's external rotation. And then we're gonna let the palms face forward, then palms face down, then palms face back. We want this to happen not just at the forearms, but also at the shoulders. So the rotation's happening at the shoulders and the forearms, and then let the palms face up again. So you're gonna go rotating those arms in and out. So the focus is trying to get the shoulders to do this rotation, but the forearms are also going to do the rotation as well. So if you want, you could always do just the forearms and then see, can you go any further by moving the shoulders? And if that's too technical, let it go with more detail. All right, and let's let that go. Shake it off. Let's move our attention now to our lower body, to our feet. So balls of the feet and toes, so the front third of the feet will stay down, and you'll move into some heel raises here. So lifting one heel and then the other. So toes and ball of the foot stay down as you move through the heel. So getting a little ankle work as well as your calves are working. You can keep moving like this, or if you'd like, you can add a march. So you're gonna lift the foot completely off the ground. I'm gonna show you a side view of this. So just watch that your spine isn't getting involved. My arm is up just so that you can see my torso. So we're marching by moving the leg in the hip socket, not by leaning back, right? So there are a couple ways you could lean back. You could lean your whole torso back, or you could be rounding the spine to do this. We want to keep that torso upright and still, and just march so that we're working that leg bone moving in the hip socket. Couple more times. And then let's go ahead and stretch the right leg out in front of us. Straightening out that right leg. I'm giving a side view just because it's a little easier to see. So right leg will straighten out in front of you, left knee will stay bent. Let's point and flex that right foot. So moving through the ankle. Next time your foot is flexed or dorsiflexed, we'll pause. So that's when the toes are facing up towards the ceiling. We're going to rotate the thigh in and out. So toes will go inward. So toes will start to face towards the left side, but your knee will also do that. So we're trying to think about this happening actually at our thigh bone, moving in the hip socket, and then turn the leg to point out. So the toes will face outward, but we're also thinking, okay, try and make this happen from the thigh more than the ankle. We'll do that a few times. So internally rotating, externally rotating. So in fact, if you put your hand on your thigh and just let the hand rest and move with the thigh, you might see the hand move a little bit. That's what we want. And then bring the toes back to center, toes up towards the ceiling. We'll inhale, lean forward a little bit, feel the stretch intensify along the back of the leg, and then sit tall again. Inhale, lean forward. Exhale, back off. Keep going, follow your breath. And then we'll hold the stretch. So you decide, you could be sitting tall, you could be leaning forward, your hand could be resting on your left thigh, your hand could be reaching down your right leg, you could bring your forearm down to your thigh, whatever works for you. So find a place where you feel a nice stretch. You can hold there, or if you want some more movement, feel free to play with that rotation of the leg that we did earlier. So you can do that internal and external rotation in whatever position you're in, but there's more stretch because you're leaning forward. And part of that is more stretch because the weight is forward, but also if you keep your spine long, you'll be getting lots of stretch because we're taking the attachment points away from each other of the hamstrings. So hamstrings attach back of the knee and to our sit bone, so that bone, that hard bone in our bum. So if you think about those trying to move away from each other by reaching your sit bone towards the ceiling or towards the wall behind you, that will give you more stretch along the back of the leg. And again, the rotation of the thigh in and out is if it feels good or interesting. Let's take 3 more smooth breaths here. And come back to center. Sit yourself tall again, rebend that right knee. Windshield wiper those knees side to side, or just let them sway. You're shaking them out. Let's try out our second side. So left leg stretches out in front of you, right knee is bent. We're sitting tall. First, moving just through the ankle, we point the foot and flex the foot. So toes reach towards the ground, then up towards the ceiling. The motion is moving through the entire ankle. So the calves are working here. And then flexing the foot, or dorsiflexing, toes will be up towards the ceiling. Now we'll do that rotation, internal and external. So thinking about this happening at the thigh, but you'll see it more easily at the foot. The thigh is going to turn in and the toes are going to face towards the right. And then the thigh is going to turn out and the toes will face away from the center of your body or to the left. So in and out rotation. Sometimes it helps to just have your hand gently rest on your leg and just feel that your hand is moving with that thigh. I'll give you maybe a front view of that. So if my hand is on my leg, you can sort of see how my hand moves a little bit, not a lot. All right, and then toes back to center, toes up towards the ceiling. Moving our torso now, we inhale, lean forward, feel the stretch intensify, and then exhale, sit tall, back away from the stretch. Inhale as we lean forward. Exhale as we sit up. Keep going, follow your breath. And then hold the stretch wherever you'd like. So that could be leaning forward or sitting tall. And then if you want, you're going to add that same rotation. So that internal and external rotation of the leg as you're in a slightly more intense position for the stretch. Jaw is relaxed, breath is smooth. Even if you're not linking your breath with your movement, you're keeping it nice and smooth. And then bringing the toes back to center, lifting your torso up, rebending the knee, windshield wiper those knees side to side, shake them off. And then we're moving to our standing portion of class. This part of class is less than 5 minutes. If you don't want to stand, just stay seated. You can do some stretches and seated. You can repeat anything we've done or just hang out and take a brief rest. If you are up for standing, go ahead and make your way up. We're going to go behind our chair. If you can't get behind your chair, find a wall or a table, something that you can hold on to for safety. You can keep facing your screen. I'm just facing sideways so that you can see a little bit better. So hands are on our support, chair, wall, table. We'll step the right foot back anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back. And then bend the front knee. So we have a straight back leg and a bent front knee. Our feet are 1 to 3 feet apart. Allow yourself to be on railroad track. So you don't need to be on a tightrope. You don't need to be on the same line here. That can make balance really hard. It's okay if you are on the same line, but if you're finding that you're wobbly, take a little space right to left. So our front knee is bent, our back leg is straight. Both feet are firmly planted on the ground, so that back heel is down. Hands can stay on your chair or table or wall for support, or hands can hover, maybe bringing the arms parallel to the earth, or arms can reach up towards the ceiling. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Hands come back to your support and step forward. Back foot meets the front. Switching sides, other leg steps back, anywhere from 1 to 3 feet back. It just depends on the length of your legs. The back heel is down. We bend the front knee and the back leg is straight. So we have 1 straight leg, 1 bent knee. Your hips are facing straight forward, so avoid opening those hips out to the side for now. Hands can hold on to the chair. Hover so that they're parallel to the earth. You can always come back down, or arms can reach up. Up to you, whatever feels good. Hands come back down to your support. Different transition. We're going to go into our upside down L or chair dog. So you can step your front foot back and then move your torso so that it long sleeve so you can see a little better. So hands are on the chair or table or even against the wall is fine. We're bringing our torso towards parallel to the earth. It doesn't need to be perfectly parallel. So if it doesn't reach parallel, it's fine to be up higher. It's also fine to have your elbows bent. We're just moving towards this position. Legs, our heels are underneath our hips. Legs can be straight or they can be bent. So it's up to you what works for you. So any combination of those things. So arms are straight or bent, legs are straight or bent. Torso is parallel to the earth or lifted. Whatever works for you. 3 or so more deep breaths. And go ahead and walk yourself back up. Whew. Shake out those arms. And we're going to take, I'll mirror you here, right hand onto the chair or onto the table. We'll reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. So we'll just start there. Then we're going to move our hips. So the hips are going to go to the left. You're going to let those hips move. To the left, we can bend that supporting arm as you reach that left arm towards where the wall meets the ceiling. So a nice side bend, a standing side bend. So we did a variation of this in seated. As we do it in standing, you might find more stretch here into that hip region. And then coming back to center. And we'll go to the other side. So you can just turn around, other hand to the chair. I'm moving the chair over just so that my back isn't to you. So other hand to the chair, one arm up, one arm supporting you. Hips go to the side, so they go away from the chair, and then arm reaches overhead, reaching to where that wall meets the ceiling approximately. And then coming back up to center. Let's let those arms relax. Feet can stay together, or you can separate them a couple of inches, maybe 4 to 6 inches apart, whatever feels stable. Allow all 10 toes to face forward. Let your palms flip to face forward. If you're seated, do the same thing, but in seated. So toes point forward, let your palms point forward or face forward. Notice the weight on your feet, or if you're seated, notice where the weight is on your hips. Maybe close the eyes. And just feel that nice, tall, standing position. Jaw is relaxed, breath is smooth. Mountain pose. You might notice how the body sways to just readjust. That's totally fine. 1 or 2 more deep breaths here. And then open up the eyes if the eyes are closed. And we'll come back down to our seat. So coming back to your chair, if you come up. And we're gonna work into those hips. So probably my favorite thing to start to close class out with is our figure 4 stretch. There are lots of options. So option 1, we're going to cross, I'll mirror you, right ankle over the left ankle and let that right knee open out to the side. So watch that those knees aren't squeezing together, that you're really opening the leg out because we want this turnout in the leg. You could be there. Another option is if you have a stool nearby, you could put your foot up onto that stool, but still try and rotate the leg. Another option, it stretches it in a different spot, is to just cross your legs, right? Crossing knee over other knee. It moves the stretch somewhere else, but that's still beneficial, interesting to the body. Or cross your ankle over your thigh for a traditional figure 4. If you're close to the traditional figure 4, but not quite, or it's a little bit uncomfortable, it can help to sit onto something higher. So you could put some pillows or thick books, firm books underneath your seat, or find a higher stool, or for me, the couch, the arm of the couch is a little higher than my chair, so that would make it a little more accessible. So you have options. If you need a little bit more, pay attention to that bottom leg. If you're in the figure 4, watch that bottom leg is actually vertical and not at an angle. Now with whatever variation you're in, let's find a little movement. So some circles with the torso and just notice how that changes the stretch. Circle the other way. And then feel free to hold the stretch in whatever position feels good. So every day is different and our body needs different things. So today I'm leaning straight forward because that feels good. But many days I want to lean away from my leg because that gives me an interesting stretch, or towards my leg. So there's no right or wrong. It's for you to find, as we were circling, what felt really good or interesting, and then hold the stretch there. 2 more breaths.
Trails in the area. New York State continues on.
And then let's come back up, undo those legs, shake them off. And let's do that on the other side. So other ankle crosses over, knee opens out to this side. That's option one. Or the foot props up onto a stool or something and we're turning out. That just helps move towards that figure four. You could also cross your legs, nestling those knees, or you can cross your ankle over your thigh. So we're not perfectly symmetrical. You might need something different on this side. Again, the same options if you're in that more traditional figure four would be to sit onto something higher, add some cushion, and play with the angle of that bottom leg. With whatever variation you're in, start to move the torso. So feel how the stretch changes with the movement of your torso. Go both directions. And then as you're ready, there's no rush. Go ahead and find a spot where you want to hold this stretch. Or if you're not sure, you can do a few more circles to figure out where you want to hold the stretch. And go ahead and hold the stretch in whatever position feels good or interesting. It might not be the same thing as you did on the other side. Jaw is relaxed. Then bring yourself back up to center. Take your time to undo your legs, shake them off. And then planting those feet firmly on the ground, sits bones grounded. Let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. If you can't reach all the way up, that's okay. You don't need to reach all the way up. Exhale, palms touch, hands to the heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, gathering. Exhale, hands touch, moving to the heart. One more time. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, palms touch, hands to the heart. Pause here. Thumbs can rest on your sternum. Close the eyes or soften your gaze to the ground. Feel your breath smooth and steady. Take a moment to just check in and notice how you're doing. And then thank yourself for taking time to take care of your mind and your body. And thank yourself for showing up for everyone else here. This class is not possible without you. Namaste. Thank you everyone so much. As always, so great to have you. Because I'm traveling towards later this month, I'm not going to give a move of the week because it's going to get very confusing because we've moved the whole calendar a little bit and we already have a hard time remembering our moves of the week. So no move of the week, but you can keep in mind our chair squats for Wednesday, next Wednesday. And then here, in the chat, you can see our calendar, and I'll go ahead and open and share that now as well. So here's our March calendar. Caro's going to be teaching a couple of classes this month because I'm out of town. Caro is wonderful. If you haven't met her, she's an excellent teacher, so please go to those classes. But I will be here on Friday and Wednesday next week. So Friday this week and then Wednesday next week. And then Carol will teach a couple of classes and then we'll get back to the usual program. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just because you have it in the chat if you want to see it. And now, if anyone has any questions, the floor is yours. Feel free to ask away. You can unmute yourself or go in the chat and write something down.
Oh, great question. So Tina's asking, how is functional fitness class different? So our functional fitness class is, oh, we've got a little reverberation here. Our functional fitness class is all standing, or mostly standing, and it's a more challenging class. We use weights, and it's more strength based, but it's strength based thinking about what is functional. So we'll do things like, oh, how might you need to bend over to pick up your groceries? That's the thought process in that class. If anyone who's taken the functional fitness class wants to also share how it's different for them than this class, then that would be great, because I have my personal biased thought, slightly more challenging and standing. No, okay. Well, we'll go with what my description was. So it's just a little bit harder. I'm seeing some other things in here. Miss Chloe, thanks, love it, first time. Wonderful, great to have you here. Bertha, were you gonna say something?
Yes, with the functional fitness, you can do some of those exercises sitting down. I have to get the phone. I'm sorry.
No problem, no problem. Yeah, so Bertha's right. So the functional fitness class is primarily standing, but you can do a lot of the exercises seated. So if we're doing an upper body exercise and you're going, oh, I need to sit down, you can totally do that. So that is an option as well for you to come and modify. I'm seeing here Zoom user, first time. I find new spots working and feeling different things. Oh, wonderful. Good. It's always nice to find those other spots that we haven't found yet to stretch. Oh, and Pamela, enjoy your time off. Thank you. Thank you. I will be here. I will be here on Friday. So come on Friday. Also come next Wednesday. Also just keep coming all the time. Oh, I don't know what's popped up here. We have some board. Let me see. Maybe I can stop. Oh.
It's making us go away, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting thing. I think somehow sometimes oh, there we go. Other people can take over the Zoom.
I missed that call of the week. Did you say that or not?
Oh, so I'm not giving a move of the week because it gets complicated when we've sort of changed our calendar so that we could get some functional fitness in, since Kara just teaches the yoga. So there's no move of the week. You're off the hook. There is a move of the week for next week though, because I'm here on Wednesday. So that's chair squats, if anybody forgot.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks, Nancy. I see you waving.
Thank you for the lesson. I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Thanks for being here. And I'm here to hang out and answer questions as needed for the next couple of minutes. But if you are ready to go, you are totally welcome to log off and leave. That's not a problem at all. We had a pretty big class today. I had to like scroll through a lot of pages to see everybody. Also, if you want, you can change your view now. If you move your cursor, if you're only seeing me right now, you can move your cursor to the top right-hand corner and change the view to gallery, and then you'll see everybody else here and their videos, and that's kind of fun. We are having people like popping off now, but it's still nice to see other people. Quiet crew today. Okay, well, next week I'll have a specific question, and hopefully that'll spark a little bit more conversation. But it's fine for us to just close out.
Hey, Adra,
Hi, Ross.
greetings. Since we had some new people, I just wanted to mention again about the eye movements that we use through the Feldenkrais, to whatever you wind up doing, the last thing you do is to move your eyes to the left or the right or up or down or whatever combination in order to stretch your eye muscles at the last, and you'll feel much lighter and bouncier and all that kind of stuff, and you know me, I'm always pretending I'm doing something else whenever we're doing this stuff. So if that gets you through, or, to show the joy, you may not be able to do it anymore, but you may have memories that flash before you that crashing down the mountain on the ski slopes or something there, doing a yard sale, so to speak. Thanks, Adrian.
Thanks, Ross. Yeah. Ross is our king of imagination and visualization. So it's always nice sometimes if we're doing an exercise and it just doesn't feel relevant to imagine that you're doing something. So Ross often tells us about his skiing as he's going down and doing exercises. It usually relates a little more to our functional fitness class, but that's always an option for you to sort of create a world around you to make this feel a little richer. And then the other thing he was mentioning was the eye movements. So we didn't do that today, but maybe we'll bring that in next week or on Friday. As if we move our eyes and stretch our eyes, it can actually affect how far our body can move. So our eyes really train the body to do more. So if we move our eyes with a twist, we'll actually twist further than if we don't move our eyes with a twist. But we can experiment with that next week together. Or actually, we'll just do that on Friday. I'll say we'll do that on Friday. We'll do some eye movements with our bodies to see how the eyes can change how we move. Oh, kitty. Alrighty, I will let everybody go. So wonderful to have you as always. Hope Bernard is saying happy St. Patty's Day. We're in New York City. Awesome. That's actually where I'm headed in a couple weeks.
Have a great time.
Thank you. Oh, actually, before we close on, here's a question. It says Zoom user, I can't get my name to show instead of Zoom. That has to do with your settings. Let me think about this. Let me see if I know how to change that. How do we change that? Rename. Okay, so if you go to your image and there are 3 dots on the top right-hand corner, you can go down this whole drop-down menu. At least for me, the last thing says rename. If you click rename, then you can change the name. So I'll go like this. I've renamed and now it says Adra Ho instead of just Adra. So that's how you change that. You also can probably make those changes if you're on the Zoom website. I'll repeat that one more time just so that I might have said those things fast. So if you go to your image, if you can see your image on the Zoom where they're all the different images, if you put your cursor over your image, something will pop up that says mute or unmute, and then these 3 dots. If you click those 3 dots, there's a drop-down menu that pops up. You go all the way to the bottom and something pops up or there's an option that says rename. Like at the top, it says view profile, all these other things, and then the bottom says rename. You click that, and then you can change the name. Oh, and actually for V's putting it in the chat, hers is sort of in the middle. So, but you can see there's that drop-down menu and you can pick that. And then you can also always contact GoGo directly if you're having any other like technical difficulties. And it's also okay. It's okay if it doesn't have your name. It might also be actually if you don't have a Zoom profile at all, it might not even let you change the name if you're just clicking into Zoom and there's no, you don't actually have a Zoom account. That might be part of it if you're having a hard time. So you can go online and create a Zoom account and then maybe that gets personalized. But as always, we know that I'm not a technically skilled person, so we do our best. All right, I better let you go. Wonderful to have you as always. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Hopefully I see you Friday. We're gonna do some eye movements. And if not, see you Wednesday or just next time. Thanks, everybody.